Welcome to day one of our trip, which was Coober Pedy, Opal City. We spent our time going to the mines and we also got greeted with a spectacular sunset.
So day two, we made it to Uluru. We got there just in time for the sunset, although it was an overcasty day. We didn't get the best sunset. We stayed at the campgrounds, Ayers Rock Campgrounds, which is about a 5-minute drive from the rock itself. The next day we headed back out to the rock to do a bit more exploring. We'd done about a 5-kilometre trek around the west side of the rock. Plenty of little caves, little walkways, some water holes. Very enjoyable for the kids. It's an absolute stunning place. So here we are pulling into Kings Canyon Station. It's about a 3.5 hour drive from Uluru, give or take. We got here late in the afternoon, so we missed out on being able to do any buggy tours that they had on offer, but the kids still got to do a bit of wandering around, see the camels, the donkeys. We spent one night here, and then first thing the next day we're off over to Kings Canyon to do a bit of exploring. So here we are at Kings Canyon. We did the Kings Canyon Rim Walk, which is a 6 kilometre, roughly 3 to 4 hours. We did it in slightly under 3 hours with our little 5-year-old. I will admit, we bribed him that he would get something at the end if he could make it around without whinging and being carried. And surprisingly, he done the whole thing, the full 6 kilometres, without whinging once. This is definitely the most incredible, spectacular hikes we have ever been on.
After Kings Canyon, we stopped at Kings Canyon Bar and Grill for some delicious food and to refuel before we were heading off to the Mereenie Loop. The Mereenie Loop is 180 kilometres of unsealed and poorly maintained road to get through to Palm Valley. We were lucky enough to do it in about 2 hours. However, we have been told it can take up to 3+ hours in different conditions. So this is us coming up to the Mereenie loop, and then you enter the dirt road. Unfortunately, you will find a few stray trailers along the way, as some of them just didn't make it in the conditions of the road. But follow along and we'll take you through to Palm Valley.
Palm Valley, located on the FINKE River. It's a 22-kilometre trek in that winds in and out of the river. Highly recommend a four-wheel drive and to do a little bit of research to make sure the roads are accessible. Depending on recent rainfalls, there is some water crossings. As you can see, there wasn't much water when we were there. 100% worth the stop, as this was a huge highlight to our trip, and you're about to see why.
Once we left Palm Valley, we then made our way over to Glen Helen Discovery Park, but we made a quick stop at Hermannsburg to grab some quick supplies, which was very short-lived. Then when we got here, we were greeted with this cute little hut that our 5-year-old absolutely loved. Then we head on inside, we had a look at some artwork, went to the buffet, we were starving, and then again went outside to these absolutely spectacular views. We were very impressed with the views that we had for breakfast. Fully recommend stopping here at Glen Helen. As you can see, the views are absolutely to die for, and we absolutely loved it.
Our next stop on the way to Alice was at Ellery Creek Big Hole. There's campgrounds there, toilet blocks, a definite must stay overnight place. We didn't get the opportunity to, we were only there for the afternoon, but definitely put this one on your bucket list.
We then head on to the last leg of our trip, which was on our way to Alice, and we wondered what we could do with the kids, and then we seen the Royal Flying Doctor Service, so we thought what better to do than take the kiddies through and support the Royal Flying Doctor Service, as they do such an amazing job. You get shown an educational video of how it all works and where it all started. Then you get to go into a virtual plane where the kids can be fully hands-on, and so can the adults, because we needed to have fun too after all that driving. Then they got to do some virtual reality. It was super educational, and it was just a big eye-opener to what these people actually do. So definitely recommend visiting the Royal Flying Doctor Service while you're in Alice.
Last stop, Tats FINKE Desert Race.